My first marriage was at the age of 19, divorced 14 years later with 3 yummy, beautiful children. And it really marked my journey into becoming a full-time shadchan. And so I made it my full-time mission to set people up and met Hillel a few years later.
Had you been in touch previously at all?
Yeah, I tried setting him up in the past.
How old were you when you met Hillel?
I was 40.
And how old were you when you met Chava?
34.
You were 34, Chava was 40. You were never married. Chava was previously married with
3 children, yeah.
Wow. And when you met Chava, did you know she was older than you? Did you know she had children?
I knew nothing.
And when you learned that information?
Didn't bother me.
Not at all.
Didn't bother me at all. Having kids is a blessing. What I was told is, does she make you happy? Do her kids make you happy? I was like, yeah, all 4 of them make me happy. Everything was just there.
After you got divorced, did you ever imagine you would end up with someone like Hillel?
No. I was very discouraged. There were plenty of times, plenty of nights where I cried myself to sleep. Plenty? It was very hard. And every day I said to myself, Hashem, you got this. I felt Hashem in every aspect of my life. And I davened and I said, okay, I deserve someone special, you know? And when I met Hillel, I really looked up and I said, thank you, Hashem. Thank you.
Welcome back to another episode of Stories of Hope, where we bring you the craziest, wildest, and most captivating stories to create change and provide hope. This week, we have this exceptional story of Chava and Hillel Kober, hitting a new demographic, a new idea, a new concept. You're going to love it. Stay tuned, grab your popcorn, grab your friends, and get ready to watch another episode of Stories of Hope. Now, if you've been dreaming of owning a luxury watch, upgrading your fragrance collection, or picking out that perfect pair of sunglasses, yeah, I know you want one. Joma Shop has got you covered. It's crazy. They've been around since 1999 and have over 1 million 5-star reviews. No exaggeration. So imagine this. You're looking for that iconic Rolex or a mega watch, or perhaps a new Versace perfume. Joma Shop has all of these and more. They offer everything from high-end fashion to stunning jewelry, all at unbelievable prices. And the crazy part is that there's up to 75% off savings. So you can enjoy the finest luxury items without searching outside of your budget. And the best part is that Joma Shop has something for everyone. They have over 1,000 iconic brands, and it doesn't matter what you're looking for. If it's for you or a loved one, they have it. So now let's talk about the Stories of Hope special offer. If you've been thinking about celebrating an occasion, maybe a milestone, an anniversary, or a new relationship, this is your chance. Use the SOH20 for $20 off your order of $250 or more at jomashop.com. It's the perfect way to make a special moment with a timeless piece. So see the show notes below, type in SOH20 to get $20 off your item of $250 and more, jomashop.com. I have never had such a calm deal catching season. I mean, every year there's the holiday season, there's Black Friday, there's crazy deals, there's Hanukkah, and I'm always running and rushing to try to find the best deals for the things I want. And this year it was calm and it was more successful than ever because I had the PZ Deals app. The PZ Deals app is so easy to use. You look up what you want, whether it's like a washing machine to an expensive perfume, to earpods, to clothing, to a toy for a child, to a gift for a parent. You look up the product you want. You let them know that it's something you have your eye on. And if your notifications are on, they let you know when it goes on sale. And even better, PZ Deals has these crazy deals. Like this past week, they had a deal for a free trip to Europe, but you didn't know about it if your notifications were not on and if you didn't have the PZ Deals app. So if you just want the best deals right at your fingertips, so super easy, sitting on your couch and not even leaving your home, just download the PZ Deals app, turn on your notifications, and while you're at it, enter into their raffle to win a free car lease. That's right. a free car lease and all of this to download the app to enter. It's all free. It's a win-win in every way. And it's the only app I have where my notifications are actually turned on because I know it's going to get me what I want. So if you want fantastic deals, insane alerts, download the PZ Deals app and turn on your notifications today. And again, don't forget to enter the raffle for a free car lease. You might be their lucky winner. Hi, I'm Tzipora Grodko, and this is the Stories of Hope podcast. I am so excited to be sitting here with Chava and Hillel. We already had loads of laugh and inspiration, and the cameras weren't even on yet. For those that are thinking, hey, that name sounds familiar, we actually hunted down Chava. She was Goldie and John's shadchan.
One of the shadchanim.
One of the shadchanim who got this accolade of positive feedback, and I thought, I need to hunt her down. And little did I know that she has an unbelievable story as well. So thank you so much for taking the time.
Our pleasure.
To come in.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you, Tzipora, for the honor.
It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
So we're going to jump right in.
Yes.
Let's start with you, Hillel. Tell us a little bit about your background so we could get a picture of who you are.
So my background is I was born in Maryland. And I moved to New York about 6 years ago for work. I'm a culinary instructor and mashgiach, so I used to teach people how to cook. Don't have much of a background, but did my time in Israel and enjoyed that heavily, a lot.
Let's move back.
Yeah, so moving here was great. I really enjoyed it. I stayed by my sisters for many years and then finally moved out on my own and then started dating more and more seriously. And then finally met my wife.
Nah, Matt, hold you there.
We didn't get there yet. But
We're not there yet.
Oh,
Met the love of your life. Come on.
LOL. Love of life.
Your angel on earth.
My Ashes Chayil.
Ashes Chayil. Very good.
And what's your background? Ashkenaz, Sephardi?
I'm Ashkenaz.
Ashkenaz,
okay. It's kind of clear.
But he's very spicy. Like, he's not salt and pepper Ashkenaz. Like, I'm very thankful to Hashem. He loves his turmeric and his cumin and spices. So like I married a very spicy Ashkenaz, right?
How to use them.
Yeah, I don't know. He knows, yeah, he uses better than me.
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect. Thank you for that snippet. And Chava, tell us a little bit about your background.
So I was born and raised in Crown Heights, Lubavitch from birth, went through the Chabad school system, married, my first marriage was at the age of 19, divorced 14 years later with 3 yummy, beautiful children, and post-divorce navigating the lovely dating challenges and obstacles, and it really marked my journey into becoming a full-time shadchan. I love setting people up because I understood the challenges and the hardships and the obstacles where daters would encounter, and so I made it my full-time mission to set people up and moved to Flatbush with the children and met Hillel a few years later.
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
I just have to point out that you're so brave. You're brave for the things that we all don't know about that you had to go through. And you're brave for not just figuring it all out on your own moving forward, but trying to assist others while you're navigating your own family relationships. It's pretty commendable. So
Thank you.
I need to set aside time just to say,
appreciate that. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. So tell us a little bit about what it was like for you when you started setting people up and you were navigating your own relationships at the same time.
Oh, wow. That's a wonderful question. Learning people's personalities, learning from their experiences, learning what is essential in a relationship, and learning how to be the best version of yourself during the dating process. You have to be the best version of you in order to attract your ideal mate, and learning that there's no ideal perfect partner for you. There's no perfect soulmate out there for you. There's somebody who's most compatible with you. And you learn all these different things while you're navigating the journey of dating, even post-divorce, even when you're, single, never married. It doesn't make a difference. You're learning all these beautiful lessons while you're dating, and you're learning from other people also, from their experiences, from their lessons learned. Negative or positive doesn't make a difference. Everything is a learning lesson from Hashem. And I tried my best to incorporate that into my world, into my life. And when I was searching for my ideal mate, I was looking for the qualities that people were like speaking about, like kindness and love and nurturing and compassion and loyalty. And when I saw Hillel with these qualities, I'm like, wow, this is what I was really looking for my entire life. So learning from everyone's mistakes, everyone's experiences, kind of like helped me navigate my own journey. So it was essential.
And I know that you're so confident, we're going to get there, in believing what people deserve and in believing that love, which I don't think is spoken about, so I'm going to try to use that word more in our podcast, that love really exists for people. It does exist.
It does.
And I'm wondering where you got that confidence from, if it's something that you grew up with, if it's something that you've seen through the work you've done, because if someone doesn't have that, and if someone went through heartbreak, which you did, that can be very difficult to hold on to and believe in.
Right. So love doesn't happen like Amazon Prime, doesn't happen in an instant. Love develops. And the more input we put into our relationships, into our marriages, the more love develops and grows. And the more you nurture it, the more it develops and grows. And I don't feel like we're so inundated with secular society where we have all these Disney movies where love at first sight and there's butterflies and rainbows and unicorns. It's not reality. You can go on a date, 1, 2, 3 dates, and you don't feel that instant attraction. Doesn't mean they're not the person for you. You have to look at the inner qualities. And when you meet someone and you really look into them and you feel like you guys have similar values, they make you laugh, they have a great sense of humor, you incorporate all of these different aspects of a person, and that is what develops love. And the more you nurture love and your relationship, the more it grows and the closer you are to your person.
But where did you get the confidence in believing that love was out there for you?
I really, really believe in Hashem. And I really feel like Hashem instilled within us a loving midah, right? It exists. It's one of Hashem's racham, 13 attributes of Hashem. So obviously it exists in the world. We have to incorporate into our daily lives. So when you meet someone and you fall in love, there's a thing of falling in love with people after a certain period of time. It could be maybe a couple of months, it could be a couple of weeks, but you have to develop it. It's not just instant. And I really had confidence when I was working on myself, exclusively on myself. I took a time off from dating. I was dating the wrong people. And I wasn't really focused on looking for my ideal partner, And I said to myself, I want to love someone and I want him to reciprocate. And the only way to do this is to date the right way and to date with intent. And to change the narrative a little bit, where you're not looking for love in a desperate way. You're not looking for love in from loneliness, from a sense of negative energy. You're looking for love from the positive perspective. You have to change the perception of what love really is. And we're so absorbed in this fake love in secular society where we're swiping right and left and you're falling in love with pictures and Photoshopped images that we think that we know what love is. You go into a relationship, 0 expectations, and you go into relationships not believing that it's going to be instant for you. It has to develop. And I learned that while dating, yeah.
Well, I'm excited to hear how you and Hillel developed it together. So let's do a little foreshadowing, if that's the right word. I hope my English teacher would be proud or disappointed. Remind me, how old were you when you met Hillel?
I was 40.
And how old were you when you met Chava?
34.
You were 34. Chava was 40. You were never married. Chava was previously married with
3 children, yes.
Children. Hillel, bring us back in time.
Yes.
Where it all began.
So it all began, I was working, it stems from work, really. Because
so his version or my version?
We'll start with his version and then we'll get to yours.
They're 90% the same version, just the end, the 10% at the end is very different.
Yeah.
But it started where I was working. My wife was looking to do a singles event.
Post-COVID, yeah.
Post-COVID. And I was working at a culinary school and we hosted events all the time. So I reached out. I was in her group.
Right.
And I was like, hey, I have a great idea. Why don't you do it at the culinary school where I'm working and get your couples to talk and work, and they don't have a choice. They have to work together.
Love that idea.
So I reached out and I was like, let's talk about it. I was like, I'll come up with like a bill. I'll come up with an idea, a menu, or this, that, and the other.
Right.
So she said, okay, sounds like a great idea. And then I kept messaging, no response. I messaged,
My
no
assistant
response.
was ignoring his messages. Yes.
So eventually,
Shira, if you're out there,
eventually,
I responded. I'm like, oh my God, there's
responded.
no responses to his text. I'm like, oh my gosh.
He's annoying.
No, so I message. I'm like, here's my number. Text me. I'm sorry. She's probably busy with these messages. I'm like, just text me on my phone. And that's what he did.
So I finally got her number and I reached out. I was like, hey, do you have time? Let's meet up somewhere and we'll discuss it.
That was his first date.
That was like my first, like, hey, let's talk business. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be real.
It was a date.
Was your goal really to talk business, or you
I'm
were
not
interested
lie.
in getting
I did find
to know
her
Chava?
very, very, very attractive, but I had no idea of dating. To me, it was business. Like,
right.
You're looking to do an event by me. My mind is, let's talk an event.
Right.
Yep.
Let's talk list. Yeah, let's talk list.
In my head, it was not a date. That's the 10% that
So he came to the date all spiffied out with his Louis Vuitton.
So I said, okay, so let's meet at Bison and Bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Nice business meeting, right?
Business,
you go to steakhouse for business meeting.
You go to a coffee
Not
shop.
Starbucks. Let's go to a steakhouse.
Starbucks, everybody's on their computers. Fine. So it's business. You're not going to go to a coffee shop if you're talking business. So she was coming from a wedding we're
marrying off a couple in Lakewood. So I said, okay, fine. On the way home, I'll stop at Bison and Bourbon and we'll just talk business, talk list. Right.
So she showed up and then I came like 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later. So we sat down, we discussed, we were sitting there for like 2 hours. Didn't discuss a word of it.
Nothing.
Not a word.
The lights were on in the restaurant. The guys were bringing out the garbage. I'm like, oh my God, what time is it? And we can't discuss the event. And he asked me on a second date right after.
Yeah, we discussed the event over dessert. Mind you, I didn't celebrate my birthday, so
I surprised him with a birthday cake.
He
paid the bill, but it was my.
It was your birthday?
I mean, I don't celebrate my birthday, so she wanted to celebrate my birthday.
Okay.
His birthday's in September. Our first date was in January. So I said, I'm like, how do you celebrate your birthdays? He's like, I didn't celebrate it. So I said, oh my gosh, prime opportunity. So when you went to the restroom, called the waiter over, I'm like, give him a birthday cake.
Oh, that's sweet.
So he's like, okay, sure, I'll tell your husband. I'm like, no, don't tell him anything.
I'll tell your husband?
Yeah, I said, just tell my husband. We're at a business meeting. I said, just bring out the cake. He's like, okay, fine. On the bill, I'm like, he's paying for the bill. Let him just enjoy his birthday cake.
So you felt very comfortable together.
Yeah, we didn't even discuss the whole menu or anything. It was just like, just very into each other. It was so natural. It was so like organic, enjoyable.
Yeah, thank God.
And okay, so I had birthday cake. And it was just like, all right, so let's talk now. We got another 10 minutes before they locked the doors. So we discussed it and I practically asked her out again. Mm-hmm. And it was just
during
like,
dinner.
Just kind of happened. It just kind of happened.
So unexpected. Unexpected.
And had you been in touch previously at all?
Yeah, I tried setting him up in the past. And I'll tell you, if his resume, this whole resume concept is ridiculous. I despise it. But if his resume were to come to me like a profile, I would like, it's not for me. He's never married. What does he know about marriage?
It was the age bracket.
He's the age bracket. He's probably not mature enough. And I would have 100% put all these like false, ideas in my head. And Hashem made it so where our profiles were never exchanged. So when I met him in person, mind you, in the car on the way there, I didn't expect a date. So I took off my eyelashes. I took off my makeup.
See, to you, it wasn't even a date.
It wasn't a date because it's a business meeting. So when he walked through the door, I was like, oh my gosh, I was rummaging. I'm like, where's my lipstick? Where's my eyelashes? Like, I felt like this instant connection. But again, I was playing it very safe and very, very like serious. And I said, if you're dating with intent, like we're exclusive, we're dating for tachlis. And he took charge. And that was so attractive about him. He was a man, very masculine energy. He took charge, initiative, planned dates. When can I see you? Let's talk on the phone. And he kept his word. Like, and that made me fall in love with him because he was that leader. He was that masculine type where he wanted to see me. He wanted to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? He wanted the relationship. He wanted to see me. He made an effort. And that was so attractive, the effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And when you met Chava, did you know she was older than you? Did you know she had children?
I knew nothing.
Nothing.
It was a business thing. So I knew that she was a shadchan, which is why I was in her group to begin with.
Right.
So I didn't have any expectations.
And when you learned that information,
Didn't bother me.
Not at all.
Didn't bother me at all.
can you expand on that?
Having kids is a blessing. And when you become a part of somebody else's life, they change who you are. They turn me, I love having fun. I love having fun. But doing it by yourself, it's not. Having stepkids and is just, they push you. Let's go. Let's do something.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, you could stay at home or you can have fun with the kids. So it's a blessing for me. So I enjoyed it.
He's a keeper. He's a keeper.
That's really beautiful. And what about her age? Did it matter? It was such an insignificant detail. It literally had no value.
Whether she was
to you.
40 or 37, it didn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll be right back to our episode, but first, you have to check out Pizza Biza, making fresh hot pizzas on the spot by their professional chefs, indoor or outdoor in their pizza ovens, meat or dairy, plus full catering around the tri-state area and Florida. Specializing in events with several hundred people with no lines. You heard right. Full menu. You have to check them out on Instagram at Pizza Biza and visit them at pizzabiza.com. Best part, mention Meaningful Minute and get $500 off your next event. Pizza's my favorite food, so please invite me, Pizza Biza, on Instagram and check them out at pizzabiza.com. Say Meaningful Minute and get $500 off your next event. These are the people you want to call. Pizza Biza, I'll see you at my next event. If you're getting married or know someone getting married, let's talk about one of the most meaningful parts of a Jewish wedding, the kasuba. For some people, you may have seen it just as a regular piece of paper, but this is actually a symbol that represents the harmony, the beauty of your relationship. Ketubah.com takes your kasuba and turns it into the beautiful piece of art that it really is. With over 500 different designs and artists from all over the world, you can personalize the perfect kasuba of your dreams with a team that works intimately with you, making sure that your design and your words are exactly what you want. Ketubah.com guarantees a kasuba that's probably better than you even dreamed. The best part is, if you go to ketubah.com and type in SOH25, you'll receive free shipping on your kasuba that may be flying in from Australia, London, even South Africa. Get this beautiful design as a gift or for yourself from ketubah.com. Make sure to type in SOH25 to receive free shipping and find the link in the bio below. Get your beautiful piece from ketubah.com today. And so what if someone's listening and they have reservations about those two things, about even considering to go out with someone who has kids, even considering to go out with someone who is married, even considering to go out with someone who's older than them? Everyone's entitled to their feelings, but I think it would be really enlightening for them to hear your opinion on the matter.
My opinion is age is just a number, but if the chemistry is right, nothing else should matter.
100%.
You have that snowball effect. You go out on a date. You have to be a little bit open to it. Be a little bit open-minded to age.
Right.
You still have the same similarities. You grew up with the same music. You played the same games. You had your Game Boy, and then you developed an iPod. You have similarities. Age is just a number, but if the chemistry is there, don't let it go.
Exactly.
Don't let it go, because you're going to lose an opportunity that you will regret.
Mm. And did you have any judgment or resistance from family members who said, "Hello"?
No. What I was told is, does she make you happy? Do her kids make you happy? If they do, pull the trigger.
Is there tissues here? I'm about to cry.
And that's exactly what I did. I was like,
He's
yeah.
looking for tissues.
I was like, yeah.
Thank you.
All four of them make me happy. And it was just, like I said, everything was just there. It was just, chemistry was right. Similarities were right. Kids were right. She was right. If I let it go, who knows where we'd be?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'm getting emotional. So I'm getting emotional because
I'm getting emotional. You might need to pass the tissues back here. It's just the truth, like stripped away from the superficiality, the expectations, the image that people think they have to follow, embody. It's what we want is happiness. What we want is love. And I wonder how many people might unknowingly be compromising that opportunity
100%
because of not seeing people as who they are instead of where they're from and what they've been
100%.
through.
Self-sabotage.
Thank you for sharing. Wow. I want to hear, you mentioned earlier that you hate the resumes.
I can't stand
What's
them.
an alternative?
Meet them in person. Get to know them. How many times has a guy said yes to a girl on picture? When he meets her in person, he's like, oh wow, she's completely different. What about the resume did you want to say yes to? An image? For me, I feel as though people are can naturally connect with other people face to face. You can connect on text messages. You can connect on Facebook or Instagram, or even like swiping left and right. It's not natural. It's not how Hashem designed for us to meet our mate. You know?
Right, Adam and Chava didn't meet on J-Swipe.
They didn't.
Even though it works for some people.
Listen, I'm not against apps. It works wonder. Like, how many people have met on dating apps? But at the end of the day, get out there, meet people, you know?
So again, sounds amazing. And I'm sure if there was a central location where people knew there's Orthodox guys and Orthodox girls or not Orthodox, depending on where you are, they would go. Do you mean like formally, or do you mean like what when you say go out there and meet people, what are you referencing? How can people meet people?
By introducing friends to each other, going on events, going on Shabbatons. You can meet your partner in the grocery store. Who knows, you know? But you can't rely on dating apps. You can't rely on technology for it to find you your match. Doesn't work. Again, it works for some people, but it's not for the general population of the world. Get out there, call shatchanim, go to these events. Well, again, it's very scary to go to these events. I've been there. It's humiliating and it's very scary. I get it, but you have to go. You have to meet other people. You have to network. It's all about networking also. But yeah,
you have to do more of your hishtadlus,
right? And let
more
Hashem,
than what you're doing,
right? And Hashem controls it. Let go and let God.
So it sounds like it's a 2-part process, because the woman can go to the event, but it's natural for the men to then take initiative. And it sounds like you were the king of initiative.
He's amazing.
What might you tell men who feel a little intimidated? They're ready for success. They go to the event, but then they're nervous, or they go to a Shabbos table and they see someone that looks like, they'd be a good potential, but they have all this noise in their head of what they should do, what they shouldn't do, what is the norm, what isn't the norm. And everyone means well, but they're not really trained for this chapter, especially if it's not happening at an age where they anticipated. Maybe they weren't raised in an environment where they were comfortable, speaking to the opposite sex. Maybe they're just not familiar with how to navigate that chapter,
right?
But they want to. They're at the event. They're at the Shabbaton. What might you tell them?
It's a very tough question. I would probably just go with it. Just give it a shot.
Be yourself.
If you're scared and you're at a Shabbos table, ask your host. Speak to your host. They're there to help you. You're at a Shabbos table full of singles. There's a reason why you're at that table. Your host will say, give it a go. Or I don't think it's a shayach match. Like, I appreciate you reaching out and I appreciate you, but you just got to go. You just got to, when you go, it builds your own confidence. Even if it's not the outcome you wanted, but it's a confidence boost, because you're getting out of your element, you're getting out of your box, and you're trying something that you would never have done. Getting out of your box and trying something completely different. It's a weird feeling in the beginning, but you got to get your feet wet. Jumping in a cold pool, nobody wants to do. You have to go in. Some people can go in slowly and then adapt.
Right.
But if you just go and you get the outcome you wanted,
how much more so?
How much more you'll just be like, yes. Like you'll feel great about yourself.
Right.
But if you don't do anything, you're
Right.
just going to be sitting and waiting. And that person will never come to you and be like, hey, they're not,
Excellent answer.
they're not going to come to you.
Right.
But you gotta go.
Shadless.
You have to try.
Yeah.
As uncomfortable as it is, because people are afraid of rejection. So that's why people don't have that confidence anymore. They're afraid of the no. But what if that person did say yes? Hey, let's talk. Sure. What? You want to talk? And then you're frozen for a moment, and then the person will ask you a question, and that is what starts a little bit of a fire. Then it gets hotter, and then it's just like, this is fantastic.
Right.
But you have to give that first punt. You have to give that first go.
Yeah.
Zero expectations.
And I think that what you said before is very encouraging for people to hear, that it's not just a matter of if this works out or doesn't work out, but rather it's a growing experience. When you take that jump and you ask that question, as a person, your self-confidence increases, your ability to be proactive expands, and you're enhancing your own independence.
100%.
And it will help you in every aspect of life. And there's nothing more attractive for a woman than when someone is kind and confident.
100%.
Okay, I have a really exciting announcement. Live Better Academy is starting this week. Exploring the 5 core areas that lead to optimal life satisfaction. If you are single and you're curious in growth, you love growth, you want more, you simply want more out of life, then this is the perfect program for you, especially to enter into before the new year. You entered into the new year already upgraded. Everyone's talking about their new year resolution goals, and you're already miles ahead. This is the program you want to join. And even better, all you need to do right now, if you're curious, is take out your phone and send a quick text message to 646-926-2323 to let me know you're interested, and we can schedule a time to chat. So again, it's 646-926-2323 to let me know that you are interested in joining our December cohort right before the new year. This is your last chance, and I would love to have you there. Live Better Academy. Get ready to simply live better. What do you find are some things that come up, a theme as a matchmaker? I know you said that you just had your 107th.
We're up to 107. We had 106 a couple days ago.
That's
thank God. As a group.
Incredible. What is chas?
Hashem was really good to us. And we're happy.
That's amazing.
Thank God.
Do you find that there's a theme in the experiences that you've had with the challenges that people are experiencing in dating?
Meaning what?
Meaning, is there
a commonality?
A commonality in maybe what's pulling people apart instead of helping them stay together, get together?
Expectations. People are expecting that instant attraction. People are expecting to find the one. Ideally, it takes time. So it takes time to develop, takes time to get to know the person. So a lot of people just give up after 2-3 dates. He's not the one for me. She's not it for me. But why? You got this far. What made you say yes to 3, 4, 5, 6 dates? And work on that. Build on that. And if it's not a definite no, keep going. And a lot of people are just very scared of not
working on it.
Not just working on it. People are really scared of just not accomplishing their expectations. Like, you're expecting to go on a date, meeting your king and queen. It doesn't work this way, So 0 expectations. You're going on a date, 0 expectations. You're going there to meet someone new. Get the conversation going, pull yourself together, be the best version of yourself, be comfortable with who you are, and go into the date with 0 expectations. And that's it.
I think that's so valuable. And I think something important to add is 0 pressure, because I think in some communities, every date is supposed to reflect a certain expectation, as we'll say, a relational expectation. And let's say the 6th date's supposed to represent that you're almost ready for marriage, you're serious.
Right.
Then there is a pressure of, I need to decide right now how I feel. And right now, I don't feel like this number reflects
it doesn't
where
work
it's supposed
for everybody.
to. So people might terminate the relationship earlier because the social pressure, the religious pressure, the community pressure it's ambushing
It is.
the natural aspect that the relationship is supposed to have. So I want to welcome listeners to consider that we let go of whatever value the numbers are supposed to mean as a parent, as a matchmaker. This is one of the most important decisions of someone's life, and they cannot make it with pressure. The pressure is inappropriate, it's disrespectful, and it's harmful.
100%.
And if people can know, let me just go out with this person
Keep
and see
going.
how I feel
Keep
without
going.
someone saying, well, you've been dating for a while, you really need to know, he's unsure.
Don't listen. Don't listen.
We're
Follow
complex
intuition.
people. It takes
It's
time.
true. 100%.
It takes time. And I want to ask you and Hillel, when did you know you wanted to marry Hillel?
Oh, wow. So we dated for only 3 months before we got engaged. And a couple of months into dating, this is how serious he was. He said to me, I want to meet your kids. Remember, we're driving. I'm like, are you out of your mind? 2 months? You want to meet my kids already? Like, that was just like, whoa. I said, are you sure you're ready? He's like, absolutely. Let's go. So I wanted to keep the kids in their own elements. I said, you know what? Let's have dinner in my house this week. So the kids were excited because, like, you know, he had a really cool car. He had an Audi. So the kids were like, oh my God,
Not
Hillel's
anymore.
coming. Yeah, not anymore. Now we have a tank for, if we have a school bus, it's a car. But the kids were like, yeah, he has a cool car. So they were really excited. So he came upstairs.
Sorry, how old was your oldest?
My oldest at the time was...
She's going to be 22.
Yeah, like 18, 17, 18. So I said, okay, let's have dinner. So the kids are comfortable. I wanted the kids to feel comfortable and at home, you know? So he came upstairs and they were just chit-chatting on the couch. I said, okay, great. Everything is good. I'm going to go to the kitchen and get dinner out of the oven. I come out and he's playing PlayStation with my son and they're trying to see who's going to win the race. And I'm like, they're arguing already? I'm like, this is the one. Like, they're so natural that my son decided to compete with him in a car race on a PlayStation game. I'm like, this guy is it. This is it. I want to come home to this. I want to come home to this dynamic, to this loving. There's something as if they've known each other for forever. They're just competing over a PlayStation game. I'm like, this is natural. I love this, and that really like catapulted. Like, I'm like, I want to get married to this guy like tomorrow. Yeah.
And when you, after you got divorced, did you ever imagine you would end up with someone like Hillel?
No. I was very discouraged. There were plenty of times, plenty of nights where I cried myself to sleep. Plenty. It was very hard. And every day I said to myself, Hashem, you got this. And I remember when I was dating, my 2 kids out of 3 were diagnosed with a health issue. And my father passed away. So I said to Hashem, I'm like, enough. Dainu, it's enough. I get your point. Like, I know this is my tikkun and you're here with me. I felt Hashem in every aspect of my life. And I davened and I said, okay, I deserve someone special, you know? And when I met Hillel, I really looked up and I said, thank you, Hashem. Thank you. He's such a special person and he loves me and he cares about my kids. And I can't be more thankful to Hashem. Like, literally, like.
Did you always have that emunah and bitachon?
No. It took a long time to work on. I swayed back and forth. I was like, Hashem, how dare you? Hashem, why me? You know, I'm such a good person. Why me? What did I do wrong? And I had to switch the narrative. No, whatever Hashem does is for the good. And if I have to wait 10 years to get remarried, that's my journey. And I'm okay with it. And the more I instill this in my head, the more I let go of this control of the wheel. Hashem is the ultimate shadchan of the world. Let Hashem control it. We're not in control of it. So why get so nervous and filled with anxiety and nervousness?
Ugh.
You know, just let go and have emunah, work on your emunah, work on your bitachon. And I promise you, Hashem does not forget about anyone. I can assure you, you know, just keep doing what you're doing, keep developing yourself, keep working on yourself, and you'll attract the best version of who you want. And you know, I'm getting very emotional because I davened so hard for him.
Yeah, I feel emotional too. And I remember when we spoke before, when I thought I knew your greatness, now I truly understand. When I spoke to you on the phone, I was so shocked by your emunah and bitachon in you almost were being overprotective of what you felt I deserved. And I was so used to being ready to say, like, I just want these 3 things. Is that okay? And you said, Tzipora, like, you deserve the world and you will get the world.
100%.
And I think on the phone with you, I got emotional because you said, I'm so not worried. And of course it's going to happen.
Of course.
And I hope that every shadchan, any person in the industry can see how powerful and important it is to do the Chava effect, which is not only instill belief in those that don't have hope, but believe it for yourself. I think if you don't believe it for the person you're working with, I don't know if you're the right person to work with them. And that's, it made me cry. It made me cry. I was so moved.
Didn't mean to make you cry, but
happy tears. And it's really powerful. So thank you for being open with us.
Thank you. I didn't realize I had that effect. I'm sorry, but
I'm telling you so that you realize how important it is. So you keep doing it.
Thank you.
I think that when someone hasn't met the right person yet, it's only natural that everyone's trying to make sense of something they don't understand.
Right.
So when we try to make sense, we try to fix.
Right.
So change this, change that, drop this, drop that. You're asking for too much.
Not at all.
And you said, you don't have to worry. Hashem's taking care of you and you should continue to dream big. From what I've seen, from the reasons why we started Stories of Hope, there's so much brokenness. There's so much sadness. And it only reflects that we need this more. And I have full confidence we're not getting it enough. So I'm coining it the Chava effect. And may this episode teach that to everyone.
Thank you.
Hillel, I just want to hear from you. When did you know you wanted to marry Chava?
I didn't. It was interesting. I met with Rav Yechiel Abuchatzera, who is a grandchild of Baba Sali. So I had a one-on-one with him. He only spoke Hebrew. He had an interpreter, so it was okay. He told me to purchase something.
Right.
Told me to purchase a glass. And he's like, it doesn't matter how much it is. It doesn't matter the size. It doesn't matter. Buy a glass cup and leave it in your closet. This is what he told me. Everybody asks different questions. Everybody gets different answers. And so I did. I listened to what he told me to do because I don't mess with Kabbalistic people. And I had it in there for a couple of years. And it like bothered me because every time I would open up my closet, I'm like, it's still whole. It's still a whole cup. And he said to me, he's like, I want you to break this under your chuppah. It'll happen very soon. This is what he told me. And it was about 1.5 years before I met Chava. And it was frustrating because it was like, I'm looking at the cup and I'm like, can I just throw it at the floor? Like, do I believe this? But I left it. And I'm like, okay, I believe in it. And, you mentioned the word love, earlier. So it's, what does love and bitachon have in common? A, they're both emotions. They are emotions that are hard to develop, but
Very
we
true.
can. They're hard, but very, very, very rewarding. When you have bitachon in Hashem and you say to yourself, and I mean from the heart, not just nonchalantly, you're going to say, Hashem, I trust you. When it comes from the heart and there are tears behind it and Hashem sees you, that you're putting your trust in Him completely, the love will come. Love of Hashem, love of bitachon, they're emotions you must have. You have to believe in them. As soon as one starts to fade, things start to break. You lose your love, you lose your relationship physically with your partner.
Right.
You lose that faith in bitachon and it starts to fade. Hashem is like, dude, you got to brush up. There's something missing in your life that is causing this effect of no bitachon. You have to work. Things with work, it comes with time.
Right.
But the reward, you can't answer it, but the reward is there. You just have to have that love and bitachon physically, emotionally, and spiritually. You have to have it. I wouldn't give up. Hashem, God doesn't give up on us ever.
Of course.
You have to have that bitachon and love for Him. It's the same.
Yeah. And what would you recommend someone do if they're struggling to have that bitachon?
I struggle with it, but I learned Svarim. I learn about bitachon. I say to myself, I'm like, find one little thing that you read and try your best to apply it. One little thing out of a 300-page sefer. Find one thing, apply it, master it. But don't lose it. Don't give up on God.
Baby steps.
Don't give up on yourself.
Mm.
But
Baby
just
steps.
learn, just not even learn, just do the one thing.
Yeah.
Do one thing to make yourself a little bit better.
I love that action step because it's so easy to learn. I mean, not
100%.
so easy, but it's easy to give ourselves the illusion
Right.
that we're growing, but
to
we have
apply
to
it.
do something.
To apply
So
it.
maybe this week, whenever anyone's listening to this episode, let's do the Hillel effect and let's find one thing this week where that reflects Hashem taking care of us, or practice the bitachon, share it with another person for that accountability piece. And with consistency, you do see that change. And do you remember when you were dating Chava, like your moment of, this is the woman I want to marry?
Well, it was only 3 months. We had a lot. I had a lot of those moments.
A lot of moments.
I had a lot of those moments. What was the moment?
No pressure.
Yeah. What was the moment? I don't know, honestly, because the momentum was there and everything was just there, that I didn't pick a
Aligned.
specific, okay, yeah, we got engaged on her birthday, but Stam
Very
in
special.
general, it was just like, I didn't have a specific anything.
Yeah.
It was it's just right. Like,
It
let's
felt
just
right.
keep going. Like,
It felt right.
yeah, like
Man's
3
really
months, okay, 4 months, then 5 months
Mhm.
later, she would have been like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Come on.
No, I didn't apply any pressure on him at all. There's
No,
pressure.
none at all. It all was from me, but it was just
Yeah.
like, I didn't have anything specific. I was just like,
It just felt right.
yeah, it was just
Yeah.
there.
And Chava, can you close us off with a message for those that are listening that really just have a hard time feeling peace of mind, peace of heart, because they just don't know if they'll find the right person? You mentioned that there were times where you cried yourself to sleep because it was
Plenty.
so hard.
Months, yes, years.
So what might you tell someone listening who does that too?
Write out. A lot of times we're conditioned growing up to learn to daven from a sefer. Shachar is 9 o'clock, go to the shul, daven. And we have set times to daven. There's no set time to daven to Hashem. You can cry and pray with your tears. He's listening 24 hours, 7 days a week. There's no set time. Okay, at 3 o'clock, Hashem's listening. Let's daven now for our shidduch. When you feel it, open your mouth and speak to Hashem. He's listening. I can assure you, he's listening. Don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Because what happens if you lose hope for yourself, everybody else loses hope for you. You have to, and I hate this terminology of staying strong. I don't believe in the staying strong concept. I feel like it's a gradual improvement on ourselves, But keep your emunah, keep your bitachon. And sometimes when you help another person, that builds endorphins for yourself and that makes you feel good. So go exercise a little bit. Go pick up a hobby. Go walk around the block. Go listen to a shiur. Go help a friend out. Go help, friendship circle. There's a whole bunch of organizations you can help. But at the end of the day, don't lose hope. Hashem, I can assure you, has not forgotten about you. Hashem loves you. And if we think for a second Hashem doesn't want us to get married, we're mistaken. Just keep your emunah. And there's no designated time to talk to Hashem. When you feel it in your heart, in your soul, in your gut, speak. Daven in your language, in your heart. Don't even speak. Just think about it. Meditate, manifest it. You have to be your biggest believer. We can instill faith in a person. They have to be the one believing in themselves first. It starts with you. And as hard as it is, no one says it's like become, full-pledged emunah believer in 24 hours, like Amazon Prime. We're not Amazon Prime people. We're not biologically designed like this. Baby steps. And if you feel discouraged, take a few steps back. Don't date in this type of mindset, in this consciousness. Don't. Take a few steps back, rewind, refresh, take self-care, do something for yourself, and then step back into the dating world. Say, Hashem, you got this. Let go of the wheel, trust and let go, and keep moving forward. And it's okay to take a few steps back. We're human. We're human, and it's okay. It's okay.
That was the best Xanax of anyone's day. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
us, right? This
It's
is incredible.
been unbelievable
Thank
to
you.
hear
Thank
your
you so
story of
much.
hope. Thank you.
Thank you, Tzipora. Thank you.
Thank you for watching another episode of Stories of Hope. I told you this one was going to make you cry and laugh and everything in between. If you like this episode, let us know. Every time you let us know what you think, that week's guests see how important it was to you. So let them know what you thought by leaving a comment in the comment section below. Thank you for watching another episode of Stories of Hope.